Hey everybody, welcome to our playthrough of Dungeons & Co. This is the first one we've done on this channel. This game's coming to Kickstarter December 1st. We're getting really excited for it. We wanted to show a little bit of how it plays, how it works, from two people who claim to be experts at the game, but probably suck just as much as everyone else does. So we got a classic two-player game set up here. Each one of these boards is a dungeon board with your grid here of where you can buy monsters, play tiles, everything like that. Usually you have a random generator to set up rocks, but we just have ours set up. Every player starts with seven gems on their board. That's the gems that the evil empress has given you to protect with all their lives. So we're going to be trying to protect those. We got our awesome neoprene mat up here. This is going to be in the super deluxe version. It's a really great organizer for your coins, your gems, your D20, your level, and our turn tracker up here at the top. So we're going to play a couple turns, get a sense for how the game goes. We'll show off some tiles as we go along. First things first, before we start in turn one here, we actually get a free tile to play. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Steve. You can take your first pick of what tile you want to buy.
All right, so I can choose, I can choose any of these tiles here because they don't cost anything. All these tiles above, they do cost coins indicated by these price tags here. So, I'm probably going to go for a Dungeoneer. Now, this Dungeoneer here, it's a 1x1 tile. And you can see they do 1 damage to monsters coming down by a dungeon, and since it's a green color, it can be placed on the outside row. So any of these rows here or here. Dungeoneers have a unique ability. They can be placed over rocks. No other monster allows you to be played over rocks. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to play my Dungeoneer right here over this rock. We're going to immediately refresh the marketplace here.
Boom.
Bam.
All right, awesome. So you got that. It'll turn to me to get my first free tile. I am going to end up, I'm going to go to the economy tile. So this is one of the few tiles in the game where you can actually gain additional coins. This is going to give me +1 coin every single turn. So I'm going to play this down. I'll get +1 coin every turn, and then we'll go from there. So I'm going to take this. It doesn't matter on the range because it doesn't actually deal any damage at all. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to play it here. Awesome, and we'll replace that.
Yep.
So now we got our one little free tile. We're going to move on to turn one. We got a gem indicator here for turn one. And turn one, everyone's going to get 2 level 1 adventurers. So Steve, I'll hand these over to you.
All right, thank you.
I'll grab 2. Now you
want me to show them off?
Yeah. So you do get to see these adventurers before you fight them. So Steve, if you want to show yours off here. Nice. So you've got the all-seeing shield and you've got a potion guru. And they have a reward at the top there. Each one of those is going to give you 1 coin. And then at the bottom is how much damage you need to deal to destroy those. We'll go over those in a second. So we'll put these at the front here. Only new one I got because I have an all-seeing shield is also LC Fur. It's a retired devil. So now that you went first there, it's going to turn to me. I'm going to go first player. And I'm going to get to draft a tile first here. None of us have any coins, so we're still only going to be using tiles from the bottom row. And I'm a big synergy guy, and I also desperately need damage. I can't defeat either of these no matter what I do. Because I didn't add any damage on my board first turn, which is a rookie mistake.
Oh, you should have gotten gold last turn.
No, because it wasn't actually a turn. Yeah. So I'm going to take this guy. So this is a spike floor. These spike floors actually synergize with other of the same color of them. So we'll see if I can get any of those later. But for now, it's 1 damage and it has to be on the inside track. So I'm actually going to sneak it right. Well, yeah, I'm going to sneak it right here.
Okay, I'm going to refresh this.
And then Steve, you're up.
Okay, we got an orc tile here. Now, I am going to, you see my board here, it looks like I can't defeat either. Well, you know what? Maybe this guy will let me defeat both of them.
Orcs are powerful.
Orcs will. So orcs are very powerful. As you can see, this guy does a damage of 3. However, if you see the shield icon, that means the orc can only be used 3 times. That's 3 individual attacks. So you could even use it twice in 1 round, which I actually might be doing here. So I'm, and also as you can see, orange, I say as you can see a lot. This orange indicates that he can be placed on the inside line. So I'm going to place him right here. And we can, go into the...
So we'll go down damage. I'll go first here, although I'm not going to have much success. Each adventurer, you fight 1 by 1. You can pick how you want to fight them. So I'm going to choose to fight my all-seeing shield here. Now, as these go, you'll see that there are hearts at the bottom. Sometimes there's 1 heart, sometimes there's 2 hearts. This is a 2 heart card. This is a 1 heart. When you get further in the game, sometimes there's even 3 hearts. These hearts mean that you have to deal damage in different tiers of your dungeon. So these pink lines in your dungeon here separate the tiers of your dungeon. So I have a top tier, a middle tier, and a bottom tier. So I need to be able to deal damage in 2 separate tiers here. Unfortunately, I only have 1 tile that deals any damage, so this will go down and it stops in each section of your dungeon. I did defeat 1 heart, but here I don't deal any damage with my gold, and I don't have anything here. So this makes it through, and when anything makes it through, it steals a gem from your dungeon. Not good. The way you win the game is by having more gems than your opponent. So that was my first one. Second one here, I will fight. I need 3 damage in any tier. Again, I don't have 3 damage in 1 tier, so it's going to make it through. Anytime adventurer takes damage and doesn't die, it regenerates. So even though I got this thing down to 2 here, it would actually go back up to 3 and get through. So I lost another gem here, but it is the end of the turn, and I do have a coin from the goblin here, so I am going to take a coin.
Good stuff. All right, so it's my turn next. I'm going to have All-Seeing Shield go first. So All-Seeing Shield is going to go to this tier, and with my orcs, I can choose whether I want to use it or not, because it's only 3-time use. I am going to choose to use it, meaning I've destroyed the first heart container, and I'm going to go to the second tier here, and okay, I'm going to destroy the other heart container using my Dungeoneer.
You did it.
I did it. So what'll happen is I will be able to get the reward that's on the top left. So I'm going to be able to get this gold here, which I do immediately. And also to indicate that I used 1 charge of the orc, I'm just going to put a gem on him from the gem pile.
How many is that one got?
What's that? It's got 3.
3 uses?
Yep, so 1 of 3 is used.
And whenever those things finish up getting used, they flip over and they act as a dead tile on your board. So they're super powerful, but they end up kind of acting as a dead space later on.
Yeah, so it's kind of a high use early game, but probably won't be useful later on. So second second adventure is the Potion Guru. It's 2 hearts in 1 heart container, 2 health, I should say. So first tier, I'm going to use my orc again, and because my orc does 3 damage, that will destroy the 2 heart. And Potion Guru is dead.
Nice. So you got another coin, right?
Yes, that's right. That's
awesome.
my reward.
So
okay.
I'll flip this over to you for turn 2. We're going to turn our slider up 1 here, and the same thing underneath. We're going to draw 2 level 1 adventurers. So there's 2
nice.
for you.
Thank you.
2 for me. Cool. Show off some of the new
I'm going to show.
Here.
Yeah, you got
one? Oh, I already showed Elsie Fur. But I got Cheryl Sandburn here, who also deals 3 damage.
Nice. So did I. I got Cheryl Sandburn.
Oh.
It's my turn first?
You go first to draft, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so as I said earlier, some tiles cost things, right? The 2x1s and 2x2 tiles here and here, those both will cost a certain amount of coins, indicated by this number here in this price tag. This is a 2x1, and it's also a Dungeoneer, which has worked pretty well for me, and it's +1 damage for each rock or gem it's over. Now remember, you can place Dungeoneers over rocks. That's why that ability exists. And he only costs 2. I'm going to spend my 2 gold
That's a good buy.
to put him here. So this will do actually 2 damage per turn since it's over 1 rock.
Nice. Awesome. And then for me here, I got to replace. I only have 1 coin, so I can't be looking at buying bigger tiles. But I think I have a good play here. I need to just be able to deal 3 damage in 1 section alone. This already deals 1 damage for me, so I just need to add 2 more damage to my top tier here, and I'll clear the board. There's only 1 tile that can do that. It's this Necromancer tile. So Necromancer tile, it does 2 damage, which is really nice, but it also has this other added symbol, which allows you to draw an additional adventurer right away. So there's a chance I won't be able to defeat it and I'll lose something, but there's also a chance I could get an extra bonus. So I'm going to play this. It has to be played on the inside track. Right there.
It's a risky move, Kenny.
Risky move, but it was my only move, really.
What are you doing?
There, and then I got to draw an extra adventure, which worked out great for me because it ends up having 3 damage, which I'll be able to defeat. So, Steve, you want to do your adventures?
Yes. Okay, so Elsie Fur is going to go down here. I'm going to use my 3rd and final charge on the orc. So I'm going to destroy Elsie Fur, get the 1 gold. And because I've used all 3 charges on my orc, they are placed upside down. Yeah, that is a dead tile. There's nothing I can do about that the whole game. So orc has served me very well, but it's gonna.
It did a good job.
It's gonna cost me.
Just a little too dumb for their own good.
Yep. Okay. Cheryl Sandburn does nothing, and even though it's a very strong tile, they still only do 2 damage here. It's not enough to kill the 3 hearts on the tier here. So I'm gonna, she's gonna steal one of my gems, putting it back here.
Boom.
Bam. Not great.
Okay. All right, me. I think I'm gonna have a great turn here. So I have a total of 3 damage in the top here, and all of these are 2 damage, 3 damage, 3 damage. So boom, done. Got 1 coin. Boom, done. Got 1 coin, and then boom, done. Got another coin plus an additional coin for the goblin here. That's 4 coins total for me. So I'll take 4 here. That's great for me.
That's huge.
By the way, as adventurers get harder, they're going to give out different rewards. Right now, the first base turn is just coins, but eventually they'll give you gems and other stuff as well. So that was the end of that. This is the final turn of level 1, and then stuff gets a lot harder. So I'm going to get to go first here, and we're going to draw 2 new adventurers.
Nice.
Thank you. There you go.
Math Whiz and LC
2
Fur.
all-seeing shields. I can take those. Just 2 damage for me. And I get to pick first, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this hopefully won't be too bad of a turn. Although we know from playing this game a lot, you always got to start preparing for whatever's next. So I think what I'm gonna grab is I got 5 coins here. I'm gonna snag my favorite synergy tile here and get this. So this is gonna be really cool. So because this tile, which costs 4, is the same color as this tile, which in the final version will have an indicated icon on it. It says it gets +1 damage for each matching colored tile. So because it's matching colored, and I'm going to put these next to each other right here, it's going to get a bonus, which is really huge. So instead of doing 2 damage, it's actually going to do 3 damage. So I'm going to pay my 4 coins there, and Steven, I'll hand it over to you. Should not replace this.
So Kenny's showing me up because he wants to win, but not so fast because I also want to win. My LC Fur does has a 3 health heart here. And I can't do enough damage, so I have to make sure I rectify that. I'm going to add a Necromancer to my board. I'm going to add it to the bottom tier, since that's the only one that I have any chance of really doing enough damage in. I'm going to place it on the outside track. Actually, I'm going to place it right here on the outside track, because it's a green damage icon. Okay.
And then you need to draw another
adventure. I'm going to draw 1 more level 1. Oh, look at that. Sheryl Sandburn, which I can defeat. So, great move for me.
Yeah, both of us
Huge.
use Necromancers. One thing we should mention, we both have 2 2x1 tiles here, these bigger ones. The range doesn't matter on those because they touch both the outside track and the inside track, so we don't have to worry about placement as much with those. However, they can never go vertically or anything like that, so you always have to play everything horizontally. So I'll fight my stuff first here. This will be easy for me. 2 all-seeing shields, and they deal 2 damage. I can easily do that in my top tier here. So I'm going to defeat both those, gain 2 coins, and an additional coin for my goblin.
Wow, that's a big move. Okay, I'm going to fight my LC Fur, who gets destroyed in this bottom tier here.
Nice.
Get a coin for that. Destroy my Math Whiz by doing 1 damage here. And another damage here.
Yeah, you split the tiers.
That's right.
First person to successfully deal damage in multiple tiers.
That's the kind of guy I am. And I'm going to put, Sheryl Sandburn. I'm going to deal damage in this tier.
Nice.
And
that bottom tier does what, a total of 3 damage
That's
now?
right, 3 damage now. It's pretty big.
Nice.
Okay, nice.
Cool. So, big turn now. Couple things happen. We are going from level 1 into level 2. 1, new adventurers. They're going to be a lot harder. But 2, anytime you cross one of these white lines, you are going to give someone who's in last place a bonus, which is actually me. So I'm going to gain an additional coin because I have 1 less gem than you do, Steve. But also you reset the marketplace. So in case there's ever any tiles that get kind of stale, something's not getting picked up, every single time the marketplace changes between levels. So we're going to take these off and we're going to add in new tiles. Just takes us 1 second here. So something to plan on too. If you have your eye on a certain tile, and you don't get it in time, it might go away. So sometimes you have to plan ahead of time on what's available on the board and what's not. But it's also a great way in case a game's going a certain way and certain tiles just aren't necessary. It might just be better to reset the board. It's happened a lot where we've reset the board and then the perfect tile pops up and it's kind of a dream.
Hey, I'm going to show off one of my favorite tiles here. So This is a 2x1. It's a chance tile, which that lets you, when you use this tile on your dungeon, you can actually roll a d20, and that indicates how much damage it does. I don't know if you can read this, but it says, hey, if you roll a d20, you get 1 to 10, you're going to deal 1 damage. If you roll an 11 to 20, you're going to deal 5 damage. So It's basically a very chance heavy, might let you do some big damage there.
Yeah,
so
you either love it
kind
or
of
hate it.
exciting.
Speaking of D20s, by the way,
Oh, yeah.
we can kind of show off this really awesome purple gem nebulous D20. This is something that comes in our deluxe version on Kickstarter. Really cool. It feels thematic. It's very fun to roll. So hopefully we'll get to use that later on in the game.
And nebulous is a big word, so it's very exciting for us.
Nebulous is huge. So our first look at some level 2 adventurers here. These are going to be much, much harder to fight. There's a way wider range.
Can I show one off?
Yeah, sure.
This is Adult Trent. As you can see, it's going to be 4 and 2. That's a lot of damage to deal. It's definitely not just
definitely
3 kids in a trench coat. It's
It's
definitely not what that is.
Speaking of small people, I have a halfling king here. He's half king, half halfling. And he has an interesting icon because he actually can choose between getting 1 gem or 1 coin. So I actually have 2 of those. So and I have to deal 5 damage in 1 tier, which I actually think I'm pretty built for. But Steve, you get to pick first here.
I'm built different, which means I can't do enough damage to destroy my guys.
You are different.
I'm built very different. Let's see. Okay, I need to deal 2 damage in this tier in order to have even a chance of destroying either of these.
Yeah, I would just do it.
I would just do it. You know what? I'm going to put where my mouth is. I'm going to end up choosing this chance tile so I can roll some d20s and place them right here.
Nice. Oh, we got our first rock elemental. Nice. Cool.
Oh, is this cute?
There you go. And then I'm up here, so I actually have enough damage up top here to kill both of these. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the bonus. But now I'm trying to figure out how I want to. I think I can add even more to my synergy here, because if I can put another one of these synergy tiles next to my 2x1, it's going to be even more powerful. So I'm going to take this one, and I'm going to add it right here. So what's real nice here is this synergy is now in a different tile, but it still gives the bonus to this one. So now I deal even more damage up top and start to help my second tier. All right, and I think we go for it. So you want to fight yours?
All right, I'm going to fight Adult Trent, which means I'm going to roll some dice.
Oh, yeah, so what do you need? You need
I need
11?
you know what? I need an 11 or higher.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm going to roll this. Let's roll right here. Oh, yeah, that's an 18.
Wait, let's make
that's
sure.
An 18.
People don't believe you. Oh, it's an 18.
Yeah.
They need to know.
Yeah.
It's an 18.
We
He's
don't
not
cheat.
lying.
I'm not lying. I've never lied in my life. And, okay, destroy that heart tier. Goes to here. Destroy that heart tier. I'm going to get 1 gold for that.
Oh, yeah, how much does the chance tile deal?
It deals 5.
Oh, just 5. So you got rid of that
So yeah,
4
get
heart.
rid of that 4 heart. Easy.
Nice.
Next is Beatrice B. Sploden, who's a demolition expert. But I am not sure I'm going to be able to kill them.
Oh, you need the same thing.
I need the
roll
same
it?
thing. I need an 11 or higher.
That's like
All right.
That's like a 50-50, Steve.
I know. Oh!
Another 18.
I knew we
Is
shouldn't
the
have gotten
die
a
weighted?
weighted dice.
Is it weighted?
Is it weighted?
Only if you get the deluxe
Yes,
version,
yeah.
you can find that.
That's right. It's not pay to win, but it's not pay to win. Okay, I do destroy
Wow,
Beatrice
nice.
Sploden.
And also, you should show off the rewards
Yes,
on that
okay,
one.
so this one has both a coin and a gem here. Very huge because, as you know, gems are what ultimately win you the game.
Yeah,
Maybe you don't know that, but you do now because at the end of the game, whoever has the most gems wins. So coins are great, but all they can really do is buy you tiles, which is great early game, but yeah, late game, all about the gems, baby.
We should mention you'll get more gems as the game goes on with tiles and other adventures you fight, but we also have these decree cards that we start the game with. This is a secret objective that only you've been given to complete. So they have a little task on the front, and if you complete it at the end of the game, you get bonus gems, but if you fail them, you lose gems. We're not playing with those in this game just because we're playing a little bit of a shorter demo version, but it's another thing for you to fight for and make your dungeon as custom as you want. So I'm going to be fighting my adventures here. Both of these adventures take 5 damage, and I can choose between a coin and a gem. And I actually have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the top here. So both of these were no problem for me. And I'm actually going to take 2 gems because Steven's still beating me on the gem side here. So now I think we just evened the board back to our starting number of 7. And I think that's it for that turn. So go to me. And we'll do 2 more adventures.
Thank you. Oh wow, 2 adult
And
trends.
I'm going first, right? Oh yeah, we should show off. Okay, so I've got a couple new ones here. King Fungi. He's a fun guy, but he's just a really ripped mushroom being carried by less ripped mushrooms. He's not too bad to defeat. And then one of our favorites is the Scrap, the Tear Forged, who is a Tear Forged who has a Warforged, sorry, who has gained sentience and realizes that he is very sad.
So it's apt that he's crying because Kenny will also be crying because, as you can see, Scrap has 3 heart containers. That means Kenny has to deal, tons of damage on each tier. And while he's very much built well for 1 heart creatures, he's not doing too hot for other tiers. So
I actually think that one's going to beat me.
I think he might be crying just like Scrap at the end of this game, Kenny.
Yeah, so you got to... Oh,
I got to...
Two
Trents. Yeah, we know Adult Trent. We're aware of his existence. Okay.
So I get to pick first. You think you're right. The 3 hearts kills me.
I think you're done. Yeah, I don't think you can do anything for that.
I just gotta make sure I can take the. It can't even take
Wait,
any of these out right now.
Oh, yeah, you can't. Maybe you could.
So I only have 1.
Could you play it? No, yeah. You're
I'm screwed, man. It's okay. I'm just gonna keep building for the future. Actually, let's show off a new tile. I'm gonna take this rock elemental. So rock elementals are pretty funny because they actually go in stages here. So this is our baby rock elemental. It just deals 1 damage, but the added icon adds an extra rock to your dungeon. So it's a dead space on your board, but sometimes you just need the damage.
Just to show it off.
Yeah,
sorry.
evolves.
This is the 2x1 and this is the 2x2. So these rock elementals, as they grow older, they become more dad-esque. This one's kind of our emo teenage rock elemental.
Very strong.
Yeah.
But very whitey. So I have to add a rock to my dungeon because I placed this tile here, which means actually the way you place rocks is you roll a d20 and it randomly generates from there. So roll a d20. I don't roll as well as Steve. I got a 5. So you're going to play a rock from 5 spots where you placed that tile. So nothing here, nothing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is now just another dead spot I have to deal with. Steve, I'll hand it over to you to pick your tile.
All right, 2 and 4, 4 and 2. This is really harshing my mellow. I am going to use, genuinely do not know what to do. I like rolling dice. We all like rolling dice. I'm going to choose another chance. So this is actually a chance 1x1, which when you roll 1 to 10, it gets you a 1. If you roll 11 to 20, it gets you a 2. So it's a green color here. I'm going to place it on the outside.
Nice. Cool. And then we're going to fight. So first one here, this 2 and 2, I think I can do no problem. I actually purposefully decided to try to defeat this one because it gives a gem bonus, and I care more about the gems right now. So first here, no problem. I deal over 2 damage. And then I need to deal an additional 2, which I just barely got with this new rock. So I did defeat that, and I'm going to get a gem from it. There we go. And then second one, as Steve alluded to, get a gem. As Steve alluded to, I actually can't defeat. I deal a ton of damage in the first tier, but damage does not carry over. So I defeat the 1, I defeat the 2, but I have nothing in my bottom tier to defeat the final heart here. So that gets through, and I lose that gem I literally just gained. And I still gain a coin from my god. Steve, you want to go?
All right, so I'm going to try to defeat Adult Trent. Now, I'm feeling pretty good about the first Adult Trent because 2 and 4, I'm going to kind of win no matter what. I mean for sure. I'm going to roll anyway because the viewers, they like to see the roll.
See if you can get 3 18s.
Okay.
In a row.
All right, that's an 11. That's going to overkill Adult Trent.
Not weighted, but
still getting constant good rolls. And it's going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. So at least 4. I'm still going to roll. Okay, well, it does just 4. It just kills him. Yeah. I get a gem for during my victory and through the hearts and minds of our viewers as well.
The base chance tile does a base of 1 damage.
Right.
So it didn't matter on that roll.
So you can always count on at least 1 damage from those guys. Okay, so this one, not as easy to defeat. So I'm going to try to roll.
So you need to roll 11 or higher to defeat this, right?
Yep. Ooh, that's right.
Man, look at this. Maybe it's just weighted for Steven. This is a 16 here.
16. All right, so 4 damage here and 2 damage here.
Nice. That gives you another gem?
Easy. Nope, gives me another gold. Yep.
All right, so I think we're going to do one more turn. Is that right here? We're going to do one final turn. So this is about half the game. As we go on, some of the adventures will get harder just to showcase them real quick. We've got a couple way harder ones here. You can see this one. You need to deal 8 damage in 1 tier. Guy Fiery, one of my favorite names. Sir Prickle, he actually does 15, but because it's a blue heart and it's damaged, it means that it's a cumulative. So it's your entire dungeon damage. So we've got some really cool, other way more difficult adventurers to deal with. But we'll do one more level 2 turn, see who can win this tie here. Or you're up by 1, actually.
I'm up by 1, that's right.
So I'll give you the go first.
Oh, thank you.
Give you your 2 level 2s. See if we have anything new to show off here. Oh, I've had
Beer
these two
Knuckles. All right, this is our bartender orc named Beer Knuckles. A true hero, but we still want to defeat her either way. As some other adventures have had, she gives you the choice to get either a gold or a gem.
Nice. And then I got my two. I actually swapped it out just to show off some of the new artwork here, although I don't think it's going to help me. One of my favorite images, Reverse Centaur. Not the way you expected it, but yes, those are human limbs with a horse body. Deals 7 damage, which is pretty crazy. And then Larry the Wood Elf, who's just, a classic elf, just likes drinking beer, loves a compound bow. You know how it is. So those
He's a real elf's elf.
He's a real elf's elf. And Steven, I think you get to draft your final tile first.
All right, so I'm really focused on making sure I can deal enough damage in this final tier, 6. Right now, I only have 4 to 5 damage, so I kind of want a 2 damage that can do me well here. Let's see. What can deal 2 damage and costs not that much? Yeah, let's go for our emo 2x1 rock elemental here. So costs 4 money and places 2 rocks down.
Nice.
Right?
You gotta play your rocks?
Yeah, I play to win.
Yeah, but you gotta place your rocks.
That's true.
You just love rolling dice. This is just like the ultimate die roll.
Ready? Oh, 20.
A
Oh,
nat
God.
20, which
1,
doesn't
2,
actually
3,
help.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Nice.
So 1 rock there. Thank you. Okay. And I'm going to also place 1 more because my tile makes me place 2.
Yeah, it's a powerful tile, but it adds 2 dead
Oh,
spots.
can't stop rolling well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is, if we kept playing, this is looking pretty rough
Pretty
for
tight,
a late, pretty tight for a late game board because there's really not a lot of open spaces. I have no open spaces to play powerful 2x2s.
Yes.
So it's really important that when you're placing stuff and you're planning your board out, that you're thinking about, hey, what am I going to want to, place late game? So
We literally block. These are the most powerful tiles in the game. We haven't gotten to them yet, and Steven has nowhere to place these because of all the issues. So even though those tiles were really powerful, like that orc ended up being a dead space, the rock added 2 extra rocks in there. There's a bit of a puzzle as the game goes on, trying to fit everything in your board. I got a little more efficient with mine, but even mine is starting to get a little tighter up top.
Yeah.
So I'll draft my final tile. The question is, I actually weirdly can beat this 7 no problem. I can beat them both actually, which is kind of crazy. But I am a guy who builds for the future, so I'm going with another coin. And I'll put this here. And that's it for me. So you want to fight your adventurers on this final turn?
Yeah, let's do it. So Beer Knuckles, it's not going to deal enough damage here. Actually, you know what? Maybe I could. Let me roll.
Oh yeah, because
This 5 and 1, I could just...
Oh yeah, 5 and 1, we get there.
Let's do it. Oops.
18.
Of course,
It's
an
weighted.
18. And I
Another
destroy Kenny's
18.
board in the process. And I destroy Beer Knuckles. I have the option to choose either gold or gem, and I choose gem.
That's a pretty good call for the
Yeah, I
last
think
turn.
so too. Thanks for agreeing with me there. 2 and 4, 2 damage here. It's gonna happen, no problem. But I'm gonna roll anyway. Oh,
you
finally!
save all your rolls. This is why, because you get all your bad
I
rolls
know.
out.
Hey,
It doesn't matter.
but still, it's fine. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna roll anyways because I love to roll. Oh yeah. Okay.
So you got it.
I sent Adult Trent to the Shadow Realm, and I'm gonna get a gem from that because I'm covering it, but Adult Trent gives me a gem.
Nice.
Thank you, Adult Trent.
Thank you, Adult Trent. Okay, I'll fight this Reverse Centaur first. I have to deal 7 total damage here. And I can actually do that in my top tier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 actually. So defeated, but I only got 1 coin from it. Sometimes it really depends on what you need and what adventurers you're fighting. Like I could desperately use gems right now, but I drew an adventurer that only gives you coins. Next one here, I have a 3 and a 2. I can deal 3 damage in my top tier, no problem. Second tier, I also can deal 2 damage, no problem. So that's gone. Great reward. I got a coin and a gem from this one.
Nice.
So that's the end of that turn. As it goes on, of course, we talked about the adventures get harder. The board gets tighter to fit around. There's a little bit more competition between fighting for tiles. But right now, we got to see who ends up with the most gems.
Let's see. I have these big ones count as 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 10.
Nice, you crushed me. Yeah, I
did.
I ended up with 8 here, so I got 2 short. Those early defeats kind of set you off. I was hoping to come back with the gold here, so back with the gold here. So that was a great game. Obviously, we would have the decree cards in here too, which could have swung things. And some of our final fights, which are actually labeled our hero fights. These are the heroes of the world. Dad Venture is one of my favorites, or some of the hardest things in the world to fight, but they also give you 2 gems at the end. So there's a lot more ways to get gems as the game goes on. I think we're going to sign off here, but the final thing we wanted to show off, we have 2 other deluxe components here. We showed off our neoprene mat, which comes with our super deluxe version. It's an awesome place to place your coins, gems, all your adventures, and your turn tracker, all in one beautiful map. We also made this really awesome Dungeons & Co. stat book. So this works with 5e compatible campaigns. You can literally take our adventurers with custom stat blocks, custom attacks, everything you would need for all different levels to play your game. So if you like our artwork, if you like any of the characters you've played with in the game, you can literally play as them, play against them in your campaigns here. One of my favorites is